Greta, thumbs up? We all got bedtime. It's Friday.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the 11th annual Accident Dental School Talent Show. My name is Anand, and this is
I'm Darshan Patel.
and we're representing the Indian Dental Association. Now, you guys may be wondering, there's supposed to be 3 Patels, there's only 2 on stage. Unfortunately, Rick had a family emergency, so he couldn't be here today. So,
Rick had a lot to do with us being on stage, us too, so you know what? He gave a lot of it, so if you guys give a round of applause to Rick.
So if you guys don't know, Acid Etch is obviously is a talent show, but it's also a fundraising event to help raise money for Super Sealing Saturday, and all of the proceedings go to that. So it's really great that you guys came out because we're doing it for a really great cause. So everyone give a round of applause for that. Alright, so before we get started into the actual talent show portion, we have some faculty members that are going to give out some awards to the D3 class for their hard work and excellence.
Yes. So the juniors deserve some awards for this year, don't they, Dr. Dobo? They do. So we're going to have Dr. Dobo, Dr. Tanaka, and Dr. Spazzetti, if I can find her. Is she here?
Yes. Right here.
Dr. Spazzetti, we have a seat saved for you. The further you stand, the more your notes you're going to write down and expel me. Come on. All right, so we're going to present the awards to the juniors that deserve it. If you guys come on stage, we'll give you guys the mic. What do you mean get off? Yeah.
Hello, everybody. What's this?
Come on, guys.
I'm here to present the David A. Granger Award. Before I start, I just want to mention that I heard there are some comedians here performing, and I heard that I might be the target. I also want you to know that I got an email from Dr. Spazzetti that's sitting in my inbox. She's asking who is ready to be certified for graduation. Just keep that in mind, okay? Okay. True. Absolutely true. Okay. So I want to take I'm going to take a few minutes, so bear with me, but I want to take a few minutes to tell you about David Granger.
What? David Granger.
Nice. Okay, I really don't like being on. It saddens me to tell you that I never knew David Granger. He arrived in Gainesville in 1969 after being hired as UFCD's first chairman of operative dentistry. He had my dream job. The college was just forming, the building was being planned, and almost everything was yet to be created. His impact in Gainesville was immediate and enormous as the feverish planning for the college progressed. He was talented, well-educated, and aggressive. He understood collegial interaction, the science of debate and persuasion, how to affect progress, and how to win for the college. Dr. Granger was a true scholar and an extraordinary leader. He cared for patients with a breadth of knowledge seldom seen. He applied contemporary thinking to clinical problems with superb clinical skill, judgment, and attention. His patients were the recipients of his devotion, his empathy, and his clinical prowess. Dr. Granger was a master clinician. In 1972, he hired his first 3 employees, Drs. Mark Gale, Dr. Greg Smith, and Dr. Ron Watson. Together they planned and orchestrated the operative curriculum and won national support with federal money. Dr. Granger was known as being loyal, flamboyant, articulate, and a national leader. He was loyal to his family, to his faculty, to his students, and to this college. Dr. Granger was an exemplary human being, and Drs. Gale, Smith, and Watson would tell you that he was their friend. In 1974, he was diagnosed with cancer. 4 years later, he was gone, and we lost a giant in dentistry. With his passing, the David A. Granger Memorial Scholarship Fund was established. Each year, the Division of Operative Dentistry selects a rising senior who best emulates the outstanding traits in Dr. Granger's life, namely academic ability, clinical expertise, empathy and caring for patients, and someone who holds high promise for the future. This award comes with a beautiful certificate and a $500 scholarship. On behalf of the Division of Operative Dentistry, I am proud to present the David A. Granger Award to Ben Harrison.
I also want to show off my hidden talent, but unfortunately, I tried to find it yesterday, but So every year, our perio department presents the FAP Award, Florida Association of Periodontitis. This award going to the junior student who did excellence in the periodontology in his junior year. So 2019, this year, this award goes to Kevin Bonner.
To all of the department chairs, just saying. Thanks for wondering. I am here to present the 2019 Pierre Bouchard Award. Okay? So Pierre Bouchard was this French dentist who practiced dentistry in the 1700s. And he is known as the father of modern dentistry. He wrote the first formal textbook of dentistry. The Pierre Bouchard organization is an international service organization that supports professionalism, integrity, and ethics worldwide. This is a scholarship award that's presented to a third-year student. It consists of this certificate and a $1,000 scholarship. So the student should demonstrate potential for developing into an outstanding leader in the profession with the qualities of integrity, imagination, initiative, and communication skills. And I am proud to present the 2019 Pierre Bouchard Scholarship to Summer Young.
to do with community service and things that we do. There's a RAIM event coming up in October. Remember me, I will be stalking you.
All right, so thank you, Dr. Nobo. Thank you, Dr. Tanaka. Thank you, Dr. Spaghetti, for presenting awards to the juniors that deserve it the most. So, yeah, that's a good picture, huh? Thank you, Greta. All right, so since the faculty members presented us with awards, I think it's only fitting that the students present the departments with awards.
I mean, as dental students, the specialty programs are a big part of our educational experience. We rotate through them, we learn a lot about them, so it's only fitting there.
Oh, I know, for sure, 100%. Like, let's do it. So, I want to get the crowd involved. What do you think, Anna?
I think so too. I think we should have them guess the answers for these, all right?
All right, so I'm gonna name an award, and I want you guys to name the department the award should be associated with. Okay? Let's make this fun. I got a big left here. All right. The department most likely to steal your girl. Christine said oral surgery.
And you are correct. Wait, a lady friend that you've been romantic with?
Wait, what?
A lady friend.
You gotta talk louder on
Is
me.
this not working?
Oh yeah,
I want
no.
to say, aren't you interested in the lady friend that you've been romantically involved with?
I have. And she needs 4 of her wisdom teeth out, and I was thinking about bringing her to Gainesville and referring her to OS so she can get her 4 wisdom teeth out.
Do you really like this girl?
I do. I think she's the one.
Yeah, I don't think you should. Especially if I'm starting in July.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's OS, so we can go
Yeah.
on to the next one. So this next award is going to go to the department that is most likely to steal your patient.
All right. What do you think it is? Cross?
It is definitely
It is
Cross.
definitely Cross. Great award. Hey, where's the check?
How many patients have you gotten stolen by Cross?
I've got more patients stolen from Prost than I have assigned to me.
But you're the only one that I would be like, okay, you deserved it. Because do you even know what CR is?
CR means center. So if they're looking at me in the center, they got CR.
You deserved it. Everyone else, I don't know.
That's what you say.
All right, next one.
All right. So for the next award, what department is most likely to get deported from Donald Trump? Sean, what department is, what specialty is most likely to get deported from Donald Trump? Radiology? No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong.
You guys are all wrong.
Do you see this? What is this? Do you have an H-1B visa? Like, come on here, this is 100%, I don't know how they kept you in this country, Dr. B, but they got you in here, okay?
There's a note, if you ever feel like you're missing home, you can always go out to the 8th floor and see some samosa.
That's right, it's just like a motel.
But then you have Dr. Cohen, who's like an everlasting tourist.
Dr. Cohen is like a tourist there. He just won't leave.
So the next one is going to be the department that is most likely to be outsourced.
What department is most likely to be outsourced, guys?
Operative.
No.
I think I heard it. Radiology.
Make radiology great again, guys. Come on. Those CBCTs cannot interpret themselves. Last one, okay. So, now that I got radiology out of the way, what specialty do you guys think would spend 45 minutes shade matching on a number 16? Operative? No. You're close on operative, but grad operative?
The
Masters in operative.
I was really confused because I didn't know this was an actual specialty, because when I was applying and looking at the whole ADA accepted specialties and whatnot, I didn't really see operative.
Anna, operative is a specialty, okay? We have it at UF.
Okay. So like, what does it actually mean to be a master's in operative? Like, I have no idea.
All right, listen. If you get a master's in operative, it's just as good as getting your MBA from the University of Phoenix.
So you're telling me if you get a master's in operative, it's like making a bleaching tray for an edentulous arch.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Anna. I'm telling you, if you get a master's in operative, it's like Kim Kardashian going to law school to become a lawyer.
So she's never going to use it.
She don't need to. You should have learned it the first 4 years.
Well, anyways, that's our award show. It's all jokes and fun.
Yeah, all fun.
Give her a round of applause for all the specialties.
They did not volunteer to sign up, but they made us do this, okay? They held me at gunpoint.
So before we go on, we're going to give a quick shout out to the class of 2019. We have one I don't think there's been a class like this in such a long time. Like, I feel like, just in my opinion, and a lot of our classmates' opinion,
100%.
there's been a lot against us. Yet we keep breaking barriers, breaking records, being top of everything.
I know. I mean, let's go to a couple of facts right here. Dr. Dubo, did we not have the highest ADEX licensure exam rate in a couple decades? A decade at UF. We did. All right, right? Dr. Spaghetti, did we not have a 100% Part 1 pass rate? Right? We did.
Didn't we have like at least 50% match into the residency of their choices?
We had about 50%. Whoever applied definitely got the residency of their choosing.
So we've done a lot. I mean, as a class, we've done a lot. So if everyone can give a round of applause to 2019, we're getting out of here.
Let's not forget about our volunteer hours. Jennifer Brock emailed me actually just 20 minutes ago. We, as of 2019, have accumulated 2.2 million hours in volunteering.
This is true.
However, I'm still stuck at 9.5. So if you guys want to donate 0.5 hours to your man, let me know.
All right, so without further ado, we're going to get into the judges and we'll get the program started. I know you guys are probably tired of this already. So the first one.
All right, so for the first judge, we have Mr. Anthony Licari, all right? He is wearing a crown because he is the king of emails. I don't know if you've seen this, but the man will send an email. You don't open your email from 8 to 5 p.m., you're going to at least expect 5 to 6 emails from Anthony.
He does do a lot for us, but I don't actually know what his role is. Like, do you know what his
I think he just goes to one of their offices, Dilbone's, Suzzetti's, Garcia's, asks them what to send out, and he sends it out. He is the king of emails, man.
Okay. But there's one thing we want to ask Anthony. I mean, we're really happy that you're here and judging for us. But why do I have to take another loan out to pay for a cap and gown? Like, do I not pay for school? Like, I know budgeting is not an issue because you guys can get good out from the fourth floor. There's Panera boxes everywhere. That's not an issue.
Do you know how many times I've had to drink Shine coffee? I go to the fourth floor for that opus, and the that secretary looks at me, and goes, she already knows what's up because I come with the mug.
Well, thank you, Anthony. If you want to give a round of applause to Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony. As you can tell, Dr. Joy Wang, guys. This is not Dr. Primosh. It's Dr. Joy. It's Dr. Joy Wang, all right? She is an oral maxillofacial prosthodontist here at UF. Funny thing about her, when I have a funny story. When I first encountered Dr. Wang,
Dr. Wang may not know this story, but I think this is when she first came on as faculty, and not many people, like, I guess, knew who she was at the time. So I had this huge, senior case.
You had a big case,
I was
yeah.
doing crowns from like number 6 to 11, and Monday morning comes around, and when you have a big case, especially a prostate case, you want to know who the cross faculty is.
Yeah, you might want Chip's doc.
Yeah.
Articulating paper. If Dr. Mazzetti's there, she wants everything.
Yeah, so they can make or break your appointment, right? So I'm going around, I'm asking all of the people, like, who's covering today. Usually team leaders will tell you who's the cross faculty covering today, and they're like, oh, it's Dr. Wang, she's new. So me, thinking it's a very, very safe assumption that Dr. Wang was going to be a 5-foot lady of Asian descent. I went around for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes looking for a star check, just not knowing where Dr. Wang was.
I told her to go to Panda Express for a second, dude.
And little did I know she was there in the center lab sitting, just waiting for somebody to call her, and I guess I was wrong.
I told him never judge a book by its cover.
But that's Dr. Wang. We love her. She's our class advisor. She's
She is. She signed up for this, Alright, next we got Dr. O.
Blast from the past.
The schmear man himself, Dr. O. So, you have proven just the laws of physics, everything Darwin believed in wrong, alright? So you are reversing the process of aging, alright? This is you to the left about 10 years ago. This is you to the right. We got that picture yesterday from Match.com.
Dude, he's killing it on there.
Yo, last time I talked to Otanga, the man's like, Darshan, my inbox is full, my texts are unlimited. Yo, I didn't even know you could make text unlimited nowadays. Like, oh my God, he's just living in 1990s, man.
Well, if those of you who don't know, Dr. Otanga was actually in the operative department here about a couple years ago, and then he took a job at LECOM for higher aspirations because he wasn't really going anywhere here, so.
Listen here, he is the assistant clinical dean at LECOM. All my friends say he's a great guy there.
He's doing awesome.
He's good.
Darshan, do you know what's the difference? Or what does a UF dental student and a LECOM dental student have in common?
We're both dentists?
No, that they both got into LECOM. So anyways, we're really happy that Dr. Otanga came out. He drove all the way here, met some friends, he's coming out here to judge. We're really happy about that. And we wish you nothing but the best of luck. But hey, if LECOM doesn't work out, we have another job opportunity.
Listen, so I don't know if you know, the hotels are good at business. We've been marketing. I've been telling you, Otanga, you got a couple $100,000 thrown my way, I'll make you a millionaire overnight. So, I've contacted Subway. They've been going through a revolutionary phase when Jared did his thing. So, I told him, don't do anything questionable. I told him I have a young, handsome man, available, transition, everything. Before and afters, I got it. He can smear a bagel, he can smear the sub. Listen.
Keep it simple, Subway.
Keep it simple, Subway.
Dr. Otanga, everyone.
Last but not least, if it's not our father.
Estranged father. Estranged
Father.
If you guys don't know, Dr. B actually left Darshan and I.
He did.
He left me at a gas station. He left Darshan.
He left Hunter at a Citgo gas station. He left me at a Motel 6. He didn't even keep the light on for me, alright?
But anyways, he's been doing some great things. We talked about the Pierre Bouchard Award before, but he actually received this award a few weeks back, so supposedly it's something really internationally recognized and really good.
Correct.
Everyone wants to do that. It's actually, really important for us to recognize Dr. B in this achievement,
Correct, it is.
It's hard for a brown man to get an award these days.
It is, man. What do we gotta do to get acknowledgement out here, man?
We work hard, we do everything we need to do.
Yeah.
In trouble.
We don't, I don't know what trouble work, but we don't try to get in trouble. Listen here. So, when me and Rick came together, we saw the potential we had in you as a brother. We funneled all of our energy to make Anand something great. So we figured out, you know what? If Dad can get the Pierre Bouchard Award, excuse my pronunciation, if he can get that award, why can't we aim for the best award in dental school, the OKU award? So we're like, all right, Anand, you know what? First year, off the bat, you're going to oral surgery. We told him what to do. You're going to oral surgery. You're going to get, you didn't have a choice. You're going top 5. You did that. You're going to volunteer. You're going to do mission trips. You did that. You did 3. You're going to get mission work. You're going to get volunteer work. He goes to the temple 4 or 5 times a week. He does. He wakes up at 6 a.m. That's what he has to do. Anand resembles everything that I feel like the OKU award should be. You know what? So when the award came out, he didn't get it. Anand started crying.
I don't know why I didn't get it.
You don't wear Sperry's, you don't tuck in your white shirt.
So is that what I gotta do?
That's what you gotta do, son.
Well,
but you know what? Don't sweat. Your dad, Rick, and I, we, as the Indian Dentist Association, right, Dr. Letti? We're officially Indian Dentist Association at UF now. We came up with our first nominee for OKU. Dr. Anand Patel, guys.
thank you.
It means a lot. He's the only 6-year LMFS bound kid from our class going. So he's going to get the MD in 2 years, LMFS in 6.
It's all thanks to you. After every great Patel, there's 2 other Patels.
Don't forget me. Do not forget me, man. I'm going to need your money.
Well, anyways, that's it for our act. I mean, thank you for having us. We're going to get on with the talent show, but before we do that, if everyone can go ahead and follow Acid Edge 2019 on Instagram, because we're going to be using this to kind of interact with the audience, read some comments, and actually the performances are going to be judged on the amount of likes that they get. So if you want somebody to win, you got to like them, okay?
So you guys have a certain say on the voting, so Instagram double tap means like. So the judges have a certain amount of say. Plus, if you comment, Eric's going to be reading out some of the comments. So let's keep it funny and PG, guys, all right? So go ahead and do that. And let's kick it off. So the first, we have Sean and Greta coming up. Sean and Greta have been doing this for 4 years. They're pretty much like your 4-month recall patient that you can't get rid of. You try to discharge them, transfer them, but their plaque score is always 32%. And they got a couple 4s that Dr. Areste finds. So you gotta maintain that 4910 code, and you can't affirm the hygiene. So hopefully after this year we can refer them off to something else. But
so it's Greta and Sean, guys.
This is just gonna take 2 seconds. You guys can talk amongst yourselves if you would like.
We can give each other awards.
They don't get it. That's hard to play.
Those for you, Aria.
Check 1, 2, 3. All right. I will not make an attempt at stand-up comedy because I'm actually not that funny. You don't have to laugh at all. It's actually kind of true. I tell really terrible dad jokes. So Sean and I, we met 3 years ago, and I got him out onto stage. I think it was his first time ever on stage playing in front of people.
Almost had a heart attack.
Yeah.
MI, less than 6 months.
It was, yeah, he's the funny one. And it's been pretty cool since then. We've become pretty good friends. And we decided this year we were going to sing something else, but we were practicing, and it just felt like a puzzle piece that wasn't fitting exactly the way that we wanted it to. And we kind of just default to this particular song that we're going to be singing for you today. Anytime that we have a jam session, it kind of just ends with this song, and this song sneaks in all of the time. It's pretty awesome. It's fun, and we may also ask for audience participation, so look out for that. You guys can do some vocal warm-ups. you want.
All right.
You guys can snap with me if you want. If you get tired, you can stop. It's fine.
Daylight, wake up feeling like you want to play right. Used to know, but now that you don't feel right. Made me put away my pride.
So long, you made a lady wait for so long. You made it oh so hard for me to go on. You made me wanna make you mine.
So if you want it, you can get it. If you need it, you can take it all now, girl. If you want it, so stay woke, baby creeping. They're gonna find you, catch you sleeping. So stay woke, baby creeping. Don't you close your eyes.
Too late. You try to make it right, but now it's too late. My peanut butter chocolate cake with Kool-Aid.
I'm trying not to waste my time. So if you want it, you can get it. Oh, if you need it, we can take it all now, girl. If you want it,
you can have it. Oh, so stay woke, baby creeping. They gon' find you, gon' catch you sleeping. Ooh, no, stay woke, baby creeping.
won't you close your eyes?
All right, this is the part where you guys join us. I am going to sing something to you, and you will sing it back to me. And Sean is going to sing with you guys, so if you're lost, just watch Sean. All right, ready? Da-da-da-da-da. Really easy, and you guys.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Cool, try this one. Alright, this one's kind of weird. Alright, and now you guys know this one.
So stay woke, baby creeping. Come on, won't you find you? Catch you sleeping.
Right here.
Stay woke, baby creeping. Won't you close your eyes?
This is where we get roasted. Hello.
Hey, Sean, that was amazing. If you guys could only do your psychomotors as well, I think. That goes to show you, I know nothing about psychomotors.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Nothing about the singing, except that it was amazing. I loved it. Awesome. Good job.
Oral fast psychomotor.
You guys are amazing. Sean, no disrespect to you, but Greta in my eyes can do no wrong. I think we can end the competition right now, actually.
No.
The reason is, she's the only one in the stinking College of Dentistry that thought to invite me as a guest judge.
Best choice ever.
We'll see about that. Very, very good. Great, strong opening. Last year, I think I got on you guys for being pitchy.
I remember that. That went to my heart.
That was great. Very hot. Good job.
What's the song about?
So it's from a movie called. Yeah, we know. It's that. Which one? Get Out.
Get out.
Get Out. That's right. I couldn't remember the title, but.
I'm telling you to leave, Dr. Ivy.
So the lyrics, we adjusted them to be audience appropriate. There are some words that people of light-colored skin should not say because it's disrespectful. Caucasian people. But it comes from this movie. It's by Daniel Glover. He is also Donald Glover. Wow, shoot. Thanks, guys. I'll let Aria come up here and tell you all about it.
Okay.
But it's from a movie. It's pretty awesome.
Okay.
You should check it out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you guys can sing really well. Sean, you're amazing. When you stand next or sit next to Greta, rather, you kind of pale in comparison, don't you?
I feel like that all the time when we jam, don't worry.
No, I mean, you guys are great, obviously. I loved it, Greta. We're gonna miss you next year.
I'm gonna miss you guys.
All right, that's it. Bye.
Don't worry, I'll give you too much credit today.
Hey.
Yeah, okay, so the next act, I'll go ahead and,
I messed up, sorry.
there's student comments.
Yeah,
What's up, everybody?
No one's gotten involved in it. What's up, everybody? I want everyone to get very interactive on Instagram because it's be a lot more fun. Sorry I lost my voice. Mary was not at home last night.
Talk slower.
If anyone was at White Coat ceremony for the 2020 class, Sean, you just picked yourself up a whole nother level because you butchered that national anthem.
I have no comment.
And you guys are awesome. Everyone, please start commenting because I'm not that funny, so I need your guys' help.
Is that it? Yeah, that's it? Oh, there's more. Do you want to read that? You shot low. All right. Next act. Yeah, thanks. I'll move it. Yeah. All right. So the next act, he is a D1. Give it up for D1. Also, I will mention, I did not know who he was until he signed up himself to perform an acid etch. Typically, I have to knock down people's doors and say, "Hi guys, acid etch is coming, please perform." But he signed up all on his own. This is Bran. I'd like to, he's playing one instrument for you today, but I'd like to also say that he plays 8 others, all self-taught. Totally crazy. So the next 3 years, I think he's going to sign up every year. I'm not saying he's the new me, but I think he would look great in this outfit. So. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bran. I can't sing. Yeah, sure. Let me make sure this thing's in too. Should be good. Right. Hey guys, like I've said 3 times, I'm Grant. Play the guitar. Unlike Retta and Sean, I can't sing and it would make your ears bleed, so I'm not going to subject you to that. I'm going to play 2 songs for you. The first one is in French and I can't pronounce it. So in English, it's I Lie Waiting. It's by Antoine Dufour, and it's a lullaby he wrote for his little son. Also, I'm excruciatingly nervous, so if I mess up, that's why. Does that sound good? Yeah. All right. mistakes. I'm a very nervous person. Now comes the part of the show where I awkwardly talk to y'all as I read to my guitar. So how y'all doing? Doing well? That's all I got, I'm sorry. This is actually the next song, this right here. Alright, we're good. This next one is called Drifting. It's by Andy McKee. There's no cute story behind it. It's just, he hits the guitar a lot and it sounds kind of cool. Alright, so... Okay, stay up here, you get roasted. All right.
Grand. That was grand. It was amazing. For a moment, for a moment, I come from the country where they play sitar.
Yeah.
I thought you started playing it all wrong because you're playing it up front. I said, this guy's forgotten. Maybe the pressure of Dell School, it does that to people. This was amazing. I have to tell you, this is wonderful. And you're self-taught. On top of that, that's remarkable. But I've never seen somebody play the guitar so much up front. I thought you strum it at the back, but this was amazing. It was wonderful.
Hello. Obviously the talent was on stage, not sitting next to me. I thought you rallied really well. I love Andy McKee, you did him proud. Thought it was really good. I believe you're kind of a multi-function star, because if I recall, because of the different talents you have, is not only playing the guitar, but I believe you're one of the leads in a recent Curiology video.
I'm embarrassed that you saw that.
That Dr. Nascimento sent me, so she was very proud of you and students, which was impressive. Also, I gotta say, listening to you, Bran, by the end of that, my colon was very cleansed. Think about it. Bran. Bran, right? It cleanses your colon.
to show up at Acid Etch and rock it. And both times they sort of fought through their nerves and killed it. So fantastic job. It was really a treat.
Okay, I have a couple of things to say. The first thing is that the other day in D33, as Brandon was walking out of the room, he said, "Hey Anthony, I like your hair." And so for that, you get a perfect score. But no. I mean, I'm actually serious, but no, that was, I have never seen anybody play guitar like that. That is a guitar, right? Super unique. I am very much, what is it?
No, it's a guitar.
Okay.
He's sitting and it's
All right. So super unique. I am very much impressed. Are there any D1s other than Brand doing anything? No. Okay. So you're the only D1 who had the courage to get up there and perform in front of everyone. And it's finals week.
Yeah.
What?
When are finals?
I can't, what?
Finals.
Oh, next week.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
No, it's okay. So you should be proud of yourself because that was amazing.
Thank you so much.
And you have an album, right?
He does.
He does,
Right.
yeah.
So,
Check him out on Bandcamp.
What's up, man? The best was Daniel Popper. Shout out Game of Thrones. Everyone's Game of Thrones fans who said 3-eyed Raven can play. I like that one. When he first started playing, I was like, wow, he's turning it into piano. I've never seen a man turn the guitar into piano. And then I was like, wait, Brand can't do it either. But he did come back, and everyone loves your hand skills. They're saying that we need this for the psychomotor because it is zen. Claire says also should be voted for best hair. What shampoo you use? I was the first to comment on her hair, and I still stand by it. That's nice. And then Morgan Cuba saying literally playing guitar like it's a harp. Can't wait for next year. Also, what conditioner do you use? Hunter was looking 2 from press 1. Okay, I'm here for it. He powered through those nerves and killed it. We all agree. There's another one. Give the man an award. I know he only had one guitar, but it sure sounded like he had 3 instruments. I agree with that one too. So good job up there. Hope you come back next year.
All right, up next we have Dr. Camargo and a lot of other people.
And his posse.
Okay, reminds that I am a F1, okay? F1.
Faculty one.
Okay. It's too far.
Say something.
It's okay.
we can have your attention, please. I've been requested to give a small history of this song. As we know from earlier today, I'm very bad at that, but I will try. This song is by Tom Jobim, who is Portuguese, I believe, right? It's Brazilian. See, I'm terrible at this. But he was friends with Frank Sinatra, and he and Frank Sinatra did a few songs together. They had a few sassy songs that they passed from one to the next. But this song is called The Wave. And it's absolutely beautiful. And Dr. Camargo came to me on Monday and goes, Greta, I want to sing in the Acid Edge talent show. I said, okay. He goes, it's in Portuguese. I said, great. He's like, you're going to help me, right? Okay. So I recruited some help, and we're going to sing in English and Portuguese for you today. And again, this is The Wave, and that's Dr. Camargo.
Vou te contar, os olhos já não podem ver coisas que só o coração pode entender. Fundamental é mesmo amor, é impossível ser feliz sozinho. Esquecemos de cantar. Vamos se deixar surpreender enquanto a noite vem nos envolver.
Past 3, when your eyes met mine, it was eternity.
Now we know the wave is on its way to me.
Oh, was that wave loving me?
Alright, hold on. We're going to go from Dr. Howard's part, if that is okay.
When I saw you first, the time was 3:30. When I saw you first, the time was 3:30. When your eyes met mine, it was eternity. By now we know the wave is on its way to me. Just catch that wave, don't be afraid of loving me. Loneliness goes whenever two can feel a dream together.
All right, the first thing I have to tell you as a disclaimer, I cannot sing, dance, play any instrument other than the radio. So therefore, any criticism should be taken with a grain of salt. But Dr. Camargo, you gotta stick with your guitar. You're doing a good job. Don't sing. Dr. Howard, no wonder you are the best dentist I know.
If you think that was bad, you should have saw me trying to get the computers to work in the CAD cam.
That was amazing, actually. That was great singing. The third time was the best. It was great. Good job, guys. Dr. Camargo, that was excellent play. Awesome.
Dr. Camargo, not bad for an F1. That's pretty good. Yeah, I was impressed. Dr. Howard, third time is a charm. You gotta go low, you gotta go with Howard. I know that 3/4 of the College of Dentistry understood every word it was in the book.
So, A for effort. I felt awkward and uncomfortable. And I think all of you are very talented individuals. Through with 6 of you up there, I think Brian had more sound with just himself.
People thought I was gonna be like the mean rude one. And I am. No, I'm kidding. When did you guys start practicing? Yesterday. Okay, so for yesterday.
Not bad, right?
What did I write down? I wrote beautiful instruments, not sure about the singing, pitchy. That's all I have.
I do apologize for missing all the best comments last time, so I promise not to do it this time. The first one is, does anybody suddenly feel like squeezing Dr. Camargo because he's so cute? I was saying to Dr. Howard, I'm a little scared of him. Someone mentioned, what an entrance, what a stash. Pretty good. There's a question from Brenda, can I get 3 tries on my clinical entry? Also, when Dr. Camargo was singing, all I kept thinking was flat. It was almost like I was up there trying to sing, but it wasn't bad. I don't know why we spent so much money on the singing lessons, but
Come on, end with a good one.
So it said, I need a pina colada, which is how I felt too. That was nice. And everyone's rooting for 3 pina colada, I guess. Everyone's rooting for 3B. You guys killed it. Dr. Howard, we need you up there more. We need you to, you do the guitar, you do the singing. We'll be good. Right?
So before the talent show started, I warned Dr. Camargo that the judges may be sassy, and he asked me what that meant, and I told him that was a good example.
The number is 425-952.
Button up. Yes. Okay.
That's the first female part of the Indian Dental Association.
She's like the pictures. I've never seen her more excited in my life. There.
Alright, this is the one I told you with the staple on.
Alright, so we got yoga pod, 3 class passes.
What?
And we have 2.
Yoga. Yeah.
There you go.
All right, so we have 425, 985. 425, 985.
You want a yoga pond class, yeah? Yeah, give us the ticket. And give us your wallet. You gotta take a picture. Get in between.
Alright, so we have grubs with a free shake and entree. And we have 2 of them, so we're going to do 2 raffles. So we have 425, 914. Again, 425, 914.
Dig deeper. Shake that.
Go down.
I've mixed them like 20 times, guys.
Wait, do we have the first one?
Who's the first one?
We have 425, 914. Alright, 425, 819.
Again?
What year are you in? You're second year? You might make a lot of friends tonight, kid.
One more. 425, 947.
It's okay, Dad.
So we'll do the rest before the awards.
Dinner's on you tonight. You know who was +1 is for yoga?
It's like AT&T,
Okay, all right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the second half. We will do the rest of the raffles when the judges are making their final decisions. During the award ceremony, we'll be giving the awards to first, second, and third place of both the bake-off and the talent show. If you do need to leave, that's totally okay. Just make sure to try to close the door quietly. All right, next act. We have a really cool act. I've never seen a person do this live. Just to get the anticipation rolling. Can I call Irene up to the stage, please? This act is really cool. I'm super excited for her to share it with you. I won't hype it up too much, it's too late.
The title of the act, Miracle of Life.
My act is I'm growing a baby. Thank you. Okay, so this act, calling it basically Me, Myself, and Irene. So we'll see how this goes. This is an old song. You guys all know it. It's a cover by the Lumineers. And I need you guys to all help me out with the chorus, and you all know it. And I'll remind you. Give me 1 second, gotta figure out my feet situation. Okay.
Yes, please remain seated. That is like a dentist cutting a crown with their right hand and extracting a third molar with their left. Multidisciplinary, you gotta do more than one specialty. Oral path is always taken. You can diagnose a case with your left eye while you're working with your right hand. Pretty amazing, awesome. This was incredible.
Thank you.
Well done. Me, myself, and Irene. We've seen some multi-person acts tonight. And as we've seen, there's always one or two weak links in the multi-person acts. I don't think it's fair you're building yourself as a trio when it's just you as talented as you are. That's just not fair. But great job. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Irene, that was really, I'm super impressed. How many instruments? 3?
3, yeah.
3 plus singing. Super impressed.
Thank
Loved
you.
it.
From Carson Smith, just goes to show it sometimes takes a woman to get the job done. Not only was it a great act, but it was also a gender reveal, I guess. Someone said a 2-woman band from Hunter From. I don't know if you're having a girl or not. A two-woman band.
Because you're having a baby girl.
Oh, yeah, 2-woman band. Baby girl. Me, myself, Irene, and baby Bevan. Girl.
Great job. I think the only thing that could have made it better is if you had Sean sitting on the side tapping on the guitar.
Yeah. I should have recruited him. Thank you.
Can I invite Sean back up to the stage? Sean? Nah, he's gonna play. All right, my last song, I swear. Really, actually, my last song.
For how long?
Just one. This is it.
Till you sing in the stairwell on Monday.
Correct.
Or the hallway.
All right, that's it. Okay, hold on. Let me get it together. Okay, well, this song is appropriately titled At Last. At last, our time here has come and gone. Our gator days are over, unless you're Daniel. And life is like a song. At last, our scrubs don't have to be seal blue. Our procedures won't need swiping anymore, yes. It's almost too good to be true. I've made friends that I can laugh with, a family I can call my own. I've made a home here with all of you, a home that I am now running from. But we'll smile when we look into the past. We'll remember all the good times, but for now, we are out of here at last.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
You're beautiful.
It's such a lie. No, it's a lie. Brad, what a great way to end your Acid Ed's career. So that's your best performance ever, in my humble opinion. So we're going to miss you. I'm sure everybody is here. You're such a ray of sunshine for the entire college of dentistry. So thanks for everything you've done.
We miss you too.
Oh, thank you.
So, you made me cry.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so it was funny and emotional and poignant, and you sung beautifully. I loved. There was like a moment where you had like a little bit of rasp in your voice, and it gave me chills. I loved it. Sean, great job, because you're up there too, bro.
Great job, guys. Claire says, play this at commencement. I like that. And the dean said something about Greta's dental vision, Greta's show.
Oh, Grevision, like Eurovision, but I got it. Europe, hey! It's a Euro joke.
Well, you guys did awesome. I just want to let you know that this isn't like a raffle. The more times you get up there, it does not increase your chance. Just so you know.
Of course.
Thanks,
guys. All right, so last act, we saved, well, this is for me, in my opinion, best for last. No, truly, everyone's really great. But I am bringing back the #1 winner from last year, just as a little bit of an intro.
Hold on, wait, before you, I'd like to I'll let you finish, but before you go, I just want to say something real quick. Greta, you have meant a lot to me these past 3 years, and you've really helped me grow as a person and musically. I honestly would have never really thought I would be playing in front of people ever, because I just was honestly scared crapless my first time. But now it's so much fun, and I don't think I could have done it without you. So. Now you can finish.
I thought he was going to propose, now I'm just disappointed. Wouldn't that have been an acid etch? Oh man, okay, all right, so back to this incredible D2 that's gonna close out the show for us tonight. Last year he came up to me and said, I wanna do stand-up comedy, and I said, sure, that's great, like anybody who signs up for Acid Edge. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And he wowed the crowd last year, and his skit, I won't hype it up, but guys, get excited, it's gonna be awesome. Logan, if you can please make your way up here.
It is. Very astute. You are a dentist.
Check, 1, 2, 3.
Hey guys.
All right.
Speak into the microphone, she says. All right, so what am I gonna say up here? Oh boy. So this is only the judges were pretty brutal on some of those people. So I just want to say, please take it easy, because this is only my second attempt at stand-up comedy ever. And again, it's a really great opportunity to do it for other dental students, mostly because you were too polite to boo me off stage last year. But if you watch the video from last year, then you know that things went pretty well. Oh wow, I'm really nervous. Oh man. Yep. The pacing helps. Things went really well last year. And there's been a lot of pressure, as you guys heard. There's been a lot of hype, but I just want to let you guys know, I don't expect you to be as good of an audience. okay? They did a really great job last year. It's going to be a tough act to follow. I know also that no matter how good I do up here today, there's going to be some people who go home and say to themselves, you know, it was good, but it wasn't as good as last year. And to those people, I really want to say, lower your expectations. Take this for what it is. I am a moderately funny dental student, telling moderately funny jokes about our dental school to a room of easy laughs. Any of you could be doing this right now. It's just that for some reason, I'm the only one stupid enough to actually get up here and tell the faculty how we really feel. Last year, I made a lot of jokes about dental school sucking the joy out of you, and this year I have none left. But, you know, that's a joke. Things have really turned around for me. Like, for instance, in first year, I told myself I wanted to go to every class, I wanted to get straight A's, and I wanted to be an oral surgeon. Yeah, that one doesn't need a punchline. But I have actually turned around on all of those, and by that I mean B's are fine, I only go if it's mandatory, and general dentists have more fun anyway. It's not that I'm less motivated to succeed. On the contrary, I try really hard to succeed. It's just that more often than not, I don't. You know, a lot of people say that second year is harder than first year, and I think, you know, they're right in the sense that the second year material is harder, and we spend a lot of time in sim lab, which can be very draining. But I think that overall, first year is a harder experience because you're just not adjusted yet. And by the time you get to second year, you sort of stop letting dental school, like, you stop fighting and sort of just let it happen to you. You're just along for the ride, really. But there is a secret to surviving dental school, and that is you have to want to be here more than you want to be happy. So there's actually a picture of my dad on the third floor of the dental tower because he graduated here in 1985. And he looks like he went to dental school. Seriously, he has the biggest dark circles under his eyes. He looks like he hasn't slept for weeks. He looks like if all the before photos of medications and all the after photos of presidents got together and had a baby, and then that baby grew up and went to dental school. But I look at that photo, and it's like I can see my future. Hang on, give me a second. Oh, yes. We like to pretend that we inherit only the positive traits of our parents, and yet here I am, stubborn, obnoxious, neurotic, and balding. Thanks, Mom and Dad. But, you know, we definitely become our parents over time. It happens slow at first, and then very fast. It's sort of like studying for boards. Nothing for months, and then all at once. I don't like to say that I have a problem with procrastination. It's more of a long-term, ongoing commitment. But in our defense, and in a lot of the students' defense, it's literally impossible to be ahead of schedule in dental school because the moment you were accepted, you were 3 lectures behind. Believe me, I wish I could do this very fluidly and like I had it memorized, but boards. So I only have so much gigabyte like data to go on. So here are my notes down here. I keep looking down for that. Yes. The only thing that gives me hope is that none of the professors know what we're supposed to be doing either. The only thing the professors know is that they're supposed to be there and that you suck. In fact, that's one of the 3 surest things about dental school. Tests, tuition, and you suck. I'd like to take a couple minutes to talk about a true story that actually happened to me. I know a lot of comedians sort of like take a half-truth and embellish it, but this actually did happen to me as I'm about to tell it. I was flying back from a family vacation in Utah. If you're wondering why I was in Utah, I didn't know either. But we were flying back to Florida, and I sat next to this woman on the plane, and she was nice, and we talked about books, and then kind of organically in the conversation it came up who I was, where I was from, and what I was planning on doing with my life. And then she turned to me and she said, "Wait, so you're a Jewish dentist from Boca? Could you be any more of a stereotype?" And then she laughed like I was supposed to laugh with her. But the spoiler is that racism is not that funny anymore. You know, in her defense though, I am also the treasurer of my class. And now I do stand-up comedy. So maybe she had a point. But you know, I don't think Jews being funny is necessarily a race thing. I think it's, you know, it's like there's not like some special genetic code that makes you Yiddish and hilarious. I think it has more to do with math. Because comedy is just tragedy plus time, which means that by the laws of math, Jews are the funniest people on earth. Oh, you guys didn't like that one? Oh, it's too sad for you? It kind of makes sense. So, you know, you laugh to hide the pain, like dental students do. But Jews kind of just flock to comedy, you know, like Muslims to Mecca or assholes to med school. You thought I was going to let him get away this year? No, med students are going to get made fun of. Don't worry. My girlfriend actually started dental school this year. Candace, she's sitting over there. Which makes the bedroom talk very interesting. Like, for instance, for us, interproximal contact means something very different. Don't even get me started on four-handed dentistry. But, you know, that's not to say that our sex life hasn't been negatively impacted by dental school sometimes. You know, there are some very stressful times in dental school, and if you can honestly look me in the eye and tell me that your libido has never been affected, mazel tov. Alright? Sometimes it kind of feels like my downstairs is a composite veneer. Like, it can be functional, but it's more for aesthetics than anything else. I've noticed that a lot of people in my class, hey Carla, I've noticed that a lot of people in my class have started becoming dental couples. And I have to say, being a dental couple is really great, because it's a lot like being a normal couple, but you never have to worry about running out of floss. Hang on, let me remember. Oh, which, you know, and I've noticed that other classes also seem to have a lot of couples. But I think it just starts to make sense, because you pair off to increase your chances of survival. That way, when one of you is having a panic attack, the other person can hold the shower head. But there's also, you know, it did sort of make me notice that couples start to form because I think there's a lot more sexual innuendo in dentistry than you might realize. You know, we're always drilling and filling holes all day long. We penetrate the enamel to reach the gooey pink center. Before we anesthetize someone, or before we go into people's mouths, we anesthetize them. Like Bill Cosby. You know, out of all my jokes, that was the iffiest one. But I'm proud of it, because I really want to start a petition that in clinic, we start referring to 2 carpules of lidocaine as a Cosby. As in, hey, if you're going to the supply room, can you grab me a Cosby? Or, what is the maximum amount of epinephrine that you are allowed to administer to a patient with no history of cardiovascular disease? About 5.5 Cosbys. I'd also, so now I'd like to take a little bit of time to talk about some of the jokes that don't quite make it into full jokes. The cool thing about last year was it took me about, like, I'd asked Greta if I could do this, and then like 2 weeks later I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing it. So I didn't have a lot of time to come up with a lot of material. But this past year, I had a whole year to just write down things that I thought were funny, and then later realized they were not funny. You can thank Candace for helping me filter through them. But you know, I like to write a set that flows like a narrative, but not everything fits the flow. But I still really wanted to share these thoughts with you because I think they're great. So I'd like to have a quick segment of snippets. First of all, ergonomics is a privilege, all right? I will sit at 12 o'clock, Dr. Susi, when I learn how to use the mirror. Evidence-based dentistry, an entire class that could have been an email. Rubber dams are like condoms. You know you should, but it just doesn't feel as good. This one is much less funny than when I wrote it months ago. Don't worry, boards aren't until April. I'm not sure which one takes longer, the endo x-ray line or Michelle Burton posting grades. The only time I've ever thought there were too many faculty around was when I was trying to write jokes about them. Which reminds me, I did hear about some faculty who were asking around, is Logan gonna roast me at Acid Etch? Don't worry, if I don't mention you, it's just because I don't like you enough. So now moving back into the narrative flow, there's an old saying, actually before I go, I did think of an extra snippet about Dr. Otanga. I just wanted to welcome you. I don't know if you remember me, but I remember you from when I was an undergrad. Yeah, I volunteered in the clinic. I was one of the dark blue scrubs that you just sort of brushed off.
I knew that was everyone.
I didn't take it personally. I understood. I knew my place in the pecking order. Fetch me a carpet, you transient thing. But I know that I heard that you were famous for the schmear technique, which is awesome, but it doesn't really sound like a dental technique as much as it does the best way to get cream cheese on your bagel. So anyway, back. There's an old saying in dental school, in dentistry, and I know it's old because my dad told me that he heard it when he was in dental school, and it goes something like this. The students who make A's become the best teachers. The students who make B's make the best general dentists, and the students who make C's make the most money. I don't think that that's true anymore, because the students who make A's become orthodontists and oral surgeons, and they definitely make the most money. Either that, or they end up like Dr. Roulet. Extremely knowledgeable in a field nobody cares about. No one lectures like Dr. Roulet cannot lecture. I'm not saying he's not a smart man. You just think that a PhD would come with a comb? So I still think that the students who make B's make the best general dentists because we have the most fun. But I actually think that the students who make C's do end up becoming the best teachers because every mistake that you make is a learning opportunity. And then the beautiful part about that is then once you've made a mistake, it's easier for you to recognize that mistake in another student, and then you can help them learn to avoid that mistake. And I think that's why I like Dr. Delgado as a teacher so much. Because you have to make a lot of mistakes in your life to end up as a professor here. Dr. Delgado has been giving me, don't feel bad for him, this guy's been giving me so much crap over the last year for forgetting my jokes at last year's Acid Etch. He's been going at me non-stop, criticizing everything I do, like telling me that my preps are rough. I only wish I could get my preps to be as smooth as his forehead. Seriously, I don't even think he needs to use a headlamp. He can just refocus the ambient light around him into his patient's mouth. It does kind of give me a bit of an unfair advantage sometimes, because whenever I know that Dr. Caraballo is going to check my work, I make sure it's extra polished, because I know what she likes. I'm not a native Spanish speaker, but I'm pretty sure that Delgado means reflective. For this set, I got curious and I was like, does Delgado actually mean anything in Spanish? And it does. It means thin, which is way funnier than anything I could have come up with. I'm not saying that Dr. Delgado is fat. I'm just saying that if he were a burr, he would not be a needle burr. But I do have a lot of respect for Dr. Delgado. Don't get me wrong. You know, he's really made a name for himself here at UFCD. He's actually the chair of the curriculum committee, which is a lot like being the mayor of make-believe. Trust me, I'm on that committee. We don't get a lot done. Every meeting it's like, do we have quorum? No? Well, it was great hanging out for an hour, guys. What else can I say about second year that has not already been screamed into the void? Are you guys ready? Do you want to talk about everyone's favorite class, Edentulous? I am very ready. Dr. Aguilar is a very, very sweet woman, and she means very well, and I like her. But I've seen Kmart bargain bins that were more organized than her classes were. It's easy for dental school to make you feel like trash. But earlier this semester, I walked past an actual dumpster fire, and I thought to myself, well, at least that garbage knows what it's supposed to be doing. Most people are born yelling, but in Dr. Aguilar's case, she never stopped. Only the first years have not lived through it yet, but I'd like to remind everyone of what 8 a.m. lecture with Dr. Aguilar is like.
Hello, everyone! I hope you are having a confusing morning. There should be a faculty assigned to your section, but you will never see them. I will be doing a demonstration at the front, but I will be 7 steps ahead of you at all times. Today we learned what is a denture, so I expect you all to have your teeth set by the end of today.
Supposedly, like 90% of dental students end up becoming general dentists, and only 10% end up becoming specialists. Which means that if you have a class of about 90 people, only like 9 of us are going to end up becoming specialists. Which, if you think about it, that means that there's probably going to be like 2 ortho residents, 2 endo, 2 perio, mishmash of other stuff. But by the law of averages, that means that there's one person in my class right now who's actually enjoying edentulous. And if you average that out across all 4 classes, that means that there are 4 students at UFCD in total who make wax rims and think to themselves, I want to do this every day. Prosthodontics should not be a dental specialty. It should be a diagnosable mental disorder. Symptoms include not being able to explain your job well to others, consistently being late or behind schedule, and not understanding how microphones work. All I'm saying is if any edentulous patient comes to my private practice, they're getting a blender and a pat on the back. Dr. B, I'm excited that you're one of the judges, because I was going to mention oral pathology. I really enjoyed oral pathology, actually. Don't look scared, it's okay. I really enjoyed oral pathology, don't worry. But it's a very useful class, we learn a lot of good stuff, but one day always stuck out to me as very funny and very memorable. It was the lecture on HPV, and Dr. Cohen, yeah, I know, that's terribly funny, right? It was that Dr. Cohen told us that the increase in HPV prevalence has a lot to do with the increase in oral sex. And something like 90% of couples have at least tried oral sex once, but only 40% have tried anal sex at least once. But he told us not to worry about that because that's not our lane. And to be fair, that's a good point. I think we should listen. The med students are always telling us that we should stay in our own lane. And in this case, I think we should listen. I always take an opportunity to poop on the med students, but in this case, I think the GI patients are going to do that for us. But there is sort of this unspoken rivalry between us and the med students, and it pains me to my core to admit this. I think at the end of the day, they win it out, because they have that nice new medical education building, and we got Windows installed in 1999. And I don't mean the software. There's literally a news article outside the sim lab that boasts sunshine in 99. You could argue that the Windows made things worse, because before, you could go to SimLab and forget about all the happiness that was going on outside. But now you are forced to acknowledge the joy that you are not allowed to experience. And that is a heinous crime. I know that UFCD gets a lot of NIH funding, we're millions of dollars every year, the top 5 research school. All I'm saying is that if no one donates to your infrastructure for 20 years, people probably don't enjoy their time here. Which brings me to my final point of the evening, clinical depression. I'd like to take a serious moment to talk about clinical depression, which is not to be confused with clinic depression, which is just that overwhelming feeling of sadness you get whenever you walk into clinic, which for half the student body is every single day. But, clinical depression is definitely something that I think a lot of dental students suffer from, that maybe we don't talk about it enough. I think the national average for anxiety is 18%. Gets some form of anxiety, and 7% gets depression. But you and I both know that the numbers in dental school are way higher. That was supposed to be funny. But it's getting a little more serious than I meant to. But there is sort of this stigma about talking about mental health, but I think that us as health professionals, we have to do our best to help each other out and support one another. Because if you as a future health professional perpetuate that stigma and don't help your friends to access the standard of care, then maybe the only joke here tonight is you. Yeah. But give me a second, I'll try to remember my next line. I think it's easy to lose track of yourself in dental school, because it's easy to feel worthless, but you are not worthless. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves to always be seeking that next achievement, that next checkpoint, I did this, therefore I am worth something. And we keep checking ourselves for progress, but you can't always do that because it's impossible not to make a mistake from time to time. And yeah, I think, there's something I wanted to share with you guys. There is something that I discovered recently that kind of shed some light for me on this. The first semester that you get a handpiece, which is spring of your first year, the first thing that they have you do is drill your UFID into your dentiform. And it looks like crap, because it's the first thing that you do with the drill. And I looked at mine, I really looked at my dentiform the other day, and I was like, that's bad. Like, it's rough, it doesn't even look like numbers. And I thought to myself, I'm good enough now, I could fix that. Like, I could make it look like numbers and nice and smooth, but I decided not to, because it serves as a physical reminder of the progress that I have made. And I think that's important for all of us to do every now and then, is get yourself out of your own bubble of your day-to-day and think about how much you have actually learned while you're here. Even the first years, even though they still kind of suck, have improved significantly than when they started. You know, and it's important, I think, to look back every once in a while at everything that you have achieved, everything that you have done while you were here, everything that you have sacrificed. And that way, at the end of 4 years, you can look back and realize that you chose this instead of being happy. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you.
Working as good as last year.
No, but you know why people are standing up? You know why people are giving you a standing ovation?
Because I have to go to the bathroom?
Because they are afraid. No, I'm kidding. This was, I thank God you don't remember anything funny from my classes, which doesn't surprise me. I don't know if you remember much from any of the classes. But this was funny material. I'm sure the students loved it. I'm sure some of the faculty are not here. I wish Dr. Delgado was here. But it wasn't as funny as last year. It was good. I didn't see you last year, but this is... you know, it takes a very big set of, a lot of guts to come up and do what you did. Hats off. This stand-up comedy is much harder than singing, dancing, playing a musical instrument. It's incredible. So great job.
Thank you, but I can't play 3 instruments at once, so who has the real talent?
Logan, it does take a lot of guts to get up there and do what you did. I'd have to say with your delivery and the content of your material, you have definitely proven yourself to be the roulette of D2 students.
This is not fun.
But he compliments me. Logan, I appreciate that you recognize that prosthodontics is a mental disorder.
I know it doesn't get talked about enough.
It requires, awareness, and diagnosis, and treatment.
You can get better.
No, we can't. Very, very funny.
Okay, I wrote down some words.
Are they good words?
I don't know. Fearless, smart, obviously funny, brave, and you made me super uncomfortable, which I believe is the sign of a genius comedian. You pushed boundaries that I would not have been able to do. So, it goes without saying you did a phenomenal job, and I'm going to say that it was better than last year.
Yeah!
You know what, Logan? I actually actually thought that I was going to think the same thing. I'm going to go home and say, you know, I wish you didn't get up again because it kind of ruined it. But you killed it, man. That was awesome. It does take a big composite veneer to get up there. Claire says, thank you for letting me relive all of these UFC memories. I love that we will all share these as Gator dentists. Brett did offer to donate some of his hair for you because he said we were all baby. Honestly, it's funny you brought up HPV because I've been thinking about it, and you know there's so many strains of HPV.
Which one do you have?
It doesn't.
Sorry, did you want the wind in your sails back?
Well, I was going to say, it doesn't always work. Every year I leave Acid Etch trying to get some strains, blocked, and Greta and Sean just keep coming back, man. They just won't go away. Every year. But on that same note, I actually do want to say, Greta does an amazing job putting on Acid Etch every single year. I want to take a second just to thank her because after next year, I'm not sure if it's going to be the same. So I'm glad you all got to sit here. Thank you all for coming out tonight. And thank you, Greta, for putting it on.
Okay, so while we read and take the points for awards, sorry, I'm still shaking, that was awesome. We're going to do a couple more raffles, and then please stick around for the award ceremony if you'd like, to find out who won the bake-off. Yeah.
I also want to mention for anyone who follows the Instagram, the way that the vote, I don't get a vote, it's going to be you guys. So if you liked an act, please go and like it, and whichever one gets the most likes, that's how we're going to vote.
Also, where's Gabby? Yes.
I love you. This is the wrap.
So you can talk amongst yourselves, please put your votes in.
Logan, my eyes were burning from the tears of joy. I'm surprised you didn't say, where's the sheet? Put the sheet and the...
Ben, are you still here?
Who? Ben Shepherd.
Ben Shepherd. Not here? Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, we're gonna give the lucrative yoga pod raffle again. One free class. Go get Zen. All right. On what you got?
For Dr. B.
He doesn't need to get Zen. 425-884. 425-884. 425-914.
Next.
Want another 8, Dr. Dillon? No 8? All right. 425-750. Oh, I was like, yes, let's go. All right, 425-750. All right, what do we got next? Oh, this is lucrative. Tijuana Flats, yo. $120 gift card. Yeah. It came out of Howard's own pocket, too. Get the other 100 from him. 425-7080. 425. Congrats. Take a picture with Dan. All right, what's the next award? A psychomotor hall pass. All right, this is Chewy's Dinner for Two. Yeah. 425-939. Congrats. All right, let's see the ticket. All right, cool. I was trying to get the shoes.
Thanks, guys.
All right, congrats. Is that it, right? All right, cool. That's it. Oh, the bake-off winners. Do we start first to third or third to first? How does it go? Third to first, Dr. Howard? Okay. All right.
In India, they always go first and third. Yeah, the first one should be the first.
All right. All right. So I'll start with the third one, and then we'll.
Oh, I don't know. We'll send an email with how much we
So thank you guys for fundraising this and making goods and buying the tickets. So we'll send an email out saying how much we raised for Super Sealant Saturday, and we'll let you guys know that so we don't pocket no money, okay?
How much did the Indian Student Association donate? The Patel?
Indians are too stingy. They don't.
We don't donate. Nothing but our time. All right, third place is going to be to number 11, the coconut cake. But Dr. Castiano is going to take the award. You don't need to tell her about it. Where's the award at?
Yeah, she has the award.
You guys don't tell her.
No one tell Dr. Riviera.
You guys like my coconut.
Darshan, I think we have another third place winner as well.
Do we now?
Number 1, triple chocolate chunk brownies.
Triple chunk brownies. Was that you, Dr. Susie?
Oh, yeah. Honorary.
So, who was it? Jessica Arfield? Jessica Brewer. We'll see who she is. Tell her she did good.
Alright, second place goes to shortbread cookies with raspberry buttercream. Who made that?
Number 12, who did that? Amanda. She's in 3A. Okay.
You gotta do it.
You gotta do
All right, so drum roll, please. I wish Dr. Tanaka was here. You do that little, whatever you did earlier. So, first place, Anna, go ahead.
So the first place winner is Dr. Dobone with her carrot cake.
Do we have it published in the next newsletter? Have it published in the next operative bond?
Okay. All right, now for the Acid Etch Talent Show winners. All right, third place goes to Brand. Congrats, Brand. Oh, good. You won. You really good. It's perfect. Thank you.
Alright, so we actually have 2 second place winners. So the first one we're going to call up is At Last.
We have to invite the guy that was tapping the guitar. You know I got your back, Sean.
Yeah, there you go.
Congrats, guys.
And then the other second place winner is Me, Myself, and Irene.
For first place goes to the act of the night, Logan. You did great. You said a lot of things on our minds. Remember, you still got 2 more years here, so keep it cool.
Thank everybody for coming out. Thank you all so much. Can everybody give a round of applause to our judges, please? They were so awesome. And also to our bake-off participants and our performers. Thank you all so much for coming out. Big thanks to Sam Brill for taking pictures for us tonight as well. Everybody, please drive safe home. Thank you for coming out tonight and supporting a wonderful cause.